Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Carter discovers Steffy's startling Daphne scheme. Carter will soon learn the truth about how Steffy used Daphne to entice him away from hope, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. The impact will be devastating and may cause alliances at Forrester Creations to change. When Carter learns about Steffy's manipulation, his entire world comes crashing down. When Carter Walton finally learns the startling truth that has been lurking in plain sight on The Bold and the Beautiful, his entire world is about to be completely upended. Forrester Creations and beyond will be rocked by the news that Steffy Forrester planned his romance with Daphne Rose. The plan that gave it all start. Following Carter and Hope Logan's hostile takeover of Forrester Creations, Steffy has been working behind the scenes for months to retake the company. Few could have imagined how far Steffy would go, even if the majority of viewers thought she was planning something. With the explicit goal of luring Carter away from Hope and undermining their relationship, the crafty CEO recruited the stunning perfumer Daphne Rose. Daphne seems to have grown to have sincere feelings for Carter, so what began as a cold, strategic business decision has turned into something far more complex. The truth approach moment. Carter will eventually discover the heartbreaking reality that his connection with Daphne was planned from the beginning, according to spoilers. Although the precise process of discovery is still unknown, sources speculate that it could occur in one of several ways. Carter might find incriminating text messages, overhear a candid conversation between Steffy and Daphne, or perhaps Daphne will come clean out of genuine feelings and growing guilt. We do know, however, that Carter's response will be explosive. The typically calm COO will let out his rage in what is sure to be one of the year's most dramatic confrontations after being duped by someone he thought of as family. Also. B&B spoilers and Rika, is Liam's brain damage caused by amnesia, personality change, or Scott Clifton's exit? Throughout Forrester Creations, the ripple effect. The people directly involved won't be the only ones affected by this disclosure. The alliances within Forrester Creations will drastically change when Carter uncovers Steffy's manipulation. Rich Forrester will be forced to choose between standing by his longtime buddy and co-worker and providing for his daughter. Although he may appreciate Steffy's wish to regain control of the family business, Eric Forrester might start to doubt her strategies. Carter might be drawn back to Hope as a result of the revelation, and Hope will probably feel justified after being deceived. Steffy's authority may be even more threatened by their reformed partnership than it was previously. Daphne's conflict, real emotions in the middle of deception. Daphne's role is arguably the most intriguing element of this developing story. Her sincere feelings for Carter have complicated what started out as a straightforward assignment. Daphne will be caught in the crossfire when the truth comes out, frantically attempting to persuade Carter that although their relationship began as a lie, her feelings have now grown genuine. Can Carter overlook this enormous betrayal? Or will he view Daphne as Steffy's puppet, preventing any chance of reconciliation? No character will remain unaffected as the strain reaches a breaking point. The most important question, who will Carter support? When all is said and done, Carter will have to make the crucial choice: where are his true allegiances? Will this treachery drive him farther into Hope's corner? Or will he forgive Steffy for the benefit of the business? Would he be able to leave Forrester Creations altogether? Without a doubt, everything at Forrester Creations will change drastically as Carter discovers the truth about Steffy and Daphne's plot. Everyone will be rushing to adjust to the new reality as the power dynamics that have been meticulously built over months come crashing down. Liam is moved by heroic Steffy news, and Daphne breaks up the fight between Deacon and Carter. According to Tuesday, April 8's recap of The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer became emotional after hearing some heroic Steffy Forrester news, while Daphne Rose broke up a fight between Carter Walton and Deacon Sharp. Liam was surprised to hear that he was in the hospital after suffering a brain bleed, but he was able to recall his name there. He was moved when Steffy received plaudits from Dr. Grace Buckingham for saving Liam's life. Steffy reassured Liam that she didn't see him bleeding on the ground, despite his concerns that Kelly Spencer might have. Steffy clarified that she eventually asked Liam what had transpired after discovering him outside the Spencer mansion. On Tuesday's B&B episode, John Finnegan informed Lee Finnegan at his office that Kelly was staying at a friend's house across the street. Finn was perplexed as to why Steffy was not responding to him, but he made an effort to remain optimistic in spite of his mounting concerns. Ridge Forrester reassured Zend Forrester Dominguez at Forrester Creations that his talent was unrelated to reducing hope for the future. Ridge suggested that Zend was beginning to sound like Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, since he couldn't help but feel sorry for Hope. Daphne obviously did not feel sorry for Hope and believed that Forrester would not suffer a great deal from her dismissal. Deacon went on a rampage at the design office because Carter was a heartbreaker, cheater, and betrayer. When Carter could take no more of Deacon's tirades, he retaliated by making fun of Deacon for being the first man to desert Hope Logan, Annika Noel. A serious altercation erupted as Deacon became enraged enough to attack Carter with several karate techniques. Before he finally pushed back at Deacon and escalated this into a full-fledged fight, Carter ended up with a cut on his head. After hearing the disturbance and hurrying inside, Daphne vowed to call security on Deacon before discovering he was Hope's father. She claimed Hope had no honor after presuming Deacon was there to protect his daughters. Hope returned to Brooke's residence and provided updates on her visit with Deacon in order to receive assistance. Since she pitched to Ridge, Brooke made an effort to appear as though she was also supportive. Hope pretended that it was useless and that she didn't need Carter to defend her either, especially since he didn't defend her when it counted. Finally, here's the recap for Tuesday, April 8, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Zend Forrester Dominguez supports Hope Logan in today's episode. Carter Walton and Deacon Sharp fight, but Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, breaks it up. The discovery of Lee Finnegan. John Finnegan, at his hospital office, questions why the father of Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras McKinley, never appeared. Entering, Lee Finnegan is confronted by her son on the disappearance of Liam Spencer. Kelly was thrilled about the impending father-daughter dance, which the younger doctor brings up. The destiny of Liam Spencer. Liam is awake in the hospital, according to Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Tuesday's episode. He is questioned by Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech. Liam has no recollection of the incident. In order to prevent another seizure, the doctor advises him to maintain his composure. Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, saves Liam's life, Grace informs him. The co-CEO breaks down in tears, expressing how much she and the children depend on him. The campaign of Zend Forrester Dominguez. Despite HFTF being terminated, Zend is reassured by Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., of Forrester Creations that he would still have work. Daphne is no different. Losing Hope Logan, Annika Noel, was not a loss, according to the nose. According to Zend, the business made money off of Hope for many years. Reminding everyone that she was the only one punished, the designer expresses sympathy for Hope. The difference, according to Daphne and Ridge, is that Hope refuses to acknowledge that she'd done anything wrong. The brawl of Deacon Sharp. Deacon lashes out at Carter over Hope in a different Forrester Creations office. Carter will regret using Hope and cheating on her, according to the restaurant owner. Deacon was the first man to betray and desert Hope, according to the COO. Carter is struck in the face and kicked in the leg. Carter launches a counterattack. At that point, Daphne enters and threatens to call security if they continue to fight. The man is Hope's father, Carter informs Daphne. The nose claims that since Hope lacks honor, he is unable to protect it. Hope, meanwhile, informs Catherine Kelly Lang's character Brooke Logan that Deacon is on her side. Brooke tells her daughter that she is also there for her. Brooke talks about pleading with Ridge to return Hope's call. Hope doesn't understand her bother. Hope acknowledges that she has positive recollections of Carter. She is now doubting everything. According to Brooke, he still cares for her and hasn't given up. Hope responds that by supporting the enemy, he disregarded all of that. Hope needs to rebuild her life and get out of the Forrester toxicity. Brooke Logan couldn't have imagined Ridge Forrester would consent to rehire her daughter at Forrester Creations, could she? Did she truly believe she could utilize her inner voice to persuade the man that rehiring Hope Logan to work for the family business was a good idea? For the past few months, The Bold and the Beautiful has focused on the takeover of Forrester Creations. With the help of his girlfriend, Hope, Carter Walton deceived the Forrester family into giving him ownership of the business through an LLC. She praised Carter for his dishonesty and for taking the firm from the family that had originally hired him, and she spent months elevating him. Carter had to give the business back because it was the correct thing to do as remorse began to consume him. Yes, his girlfriend and her line, Hope for the Future, would still have a spot at Forrester as part of the agreement he made with Ridge. At first, Ridge accepted the stipulations, but his daughter Steffy Forrester subsequently opposed them. Carter and Brooke were still given job offers from the corporation, but Hope was dismissed and her line was terminated. Perhaps it was a bit unfair. However, Hope hasn't done her any favors. Hope dug in her heels and remained defiant when everyone else bowed and apologized. Both Brooke and Carter have admitted that their actions were improper. There is no reason to doubt Brooke's statement that she took the CEO position in order to return the company to Ridge, her genuine love. In addition to wanting to make amends and, more significantly, to win back his closest buddy, Carter has acknowledged that he feels like a traitor. Hope continues to defend their actions despite the fact that they were incorrect. She has resisted the family because she still believes it was the proper course of action. That is most likely the primary cause of her unemployment. Ridge has no motivation to confront Steffy or honor his pledge to Carter because of her. Hope is clearly not the same girl she once was, as seen by the way she has run her mouth. She once stood for integrity, compassion, and doing the right thing. All of these attributes appear to have disappeared during the past few months. Hope doesn't belong at Forrester Creations, so she should go. However, Hope ought to desire to get back up and begin creating a new life for herself. She has such a terrible relationship with Steffy that she has no reason to ever want to work with her again. Perhaps it's time for her to launch a fashion label of her own to compete with Forrester Creations. Do you recall the times when Sally Spectre faced out against the Forresters a few times a year? Perhaps the show would get the boost it needs from a new competition with Forrester Creations. Because of his injury, Liam has memory loss and believes he is still married to Steffy. According to teasers for Bold and Beautiful, Liam Spencer's brain injury might lead him to think he's still married to Steffy Forrester rather than Hope Logan. An intense four-way drama involving Steffy, Finn, Hope, and Liam is produced by this memory misunderstanding. Steffy and Finn's marriage is thrown into chaos by Liam's stunning amnesia. Soap fans, be ready because Liam Spencer's head injury is going to have unexpected repercussions that will rock Los Angeles. Liam is holding Steffy Forrester's hand after waking up from emergency surgery, but the doctors are worried about long-term consequences that could alter everything. According to numerous sources, Liam's brain damage will result in severe memory loss, making him think he is still married to Steffy. He will thus fail to remember that they have been divorced for years and that Steffy is now contentedly married to Finn. This isn't just conjecture. After his brain swelling procedure, hospital medical professionals are already keeping an eye out for signs of confusion and disorientation. The perilous accident that began it all. It all started when Liam and his father, Bill Spencer, got into a heated argument. Liam collapsed and struck his head in Bill's living room as a result of their heated disagreement. Dr. Grace Buckingham claims that Steffy practically saved his life when she called for assistance as soon as she found him unconscious. When Liam flatlined at the hospital on April 4, Steffy became even more alarmed before the medical professionals could bring him back to life. However, the worst was still to come. Medical professionals found that Liam's head had been struck many times, necessitating urgent surgery to treat the swelling in his brain. A complicated triangle created by selective memory. The true drama is just getting started, even though Liam is now aware again following surgery. He is being constantly watched by doctors for seizures and other issues, but his memory loss, specifically, the belief that he is still married to Steffy, will have the biggest impact. For all parties concerned, this forgetfulness creates an impossible situation. While Liam has been coping with his own personal issues, Steffy is now blissfully married to Finn. These three are now embroiled in an emotional conflict that was not requested. Does that sound familiar? Fans will recall Steffi's similar amnesia in 2022 following her shooting, when she woke up thinking she was still married to Liam. There is no denying the symmetry, but with Finn caught in the crossfire, the stakes are significantly higher this time. How will Liam's condition affect everyone? Liam's memory loss is expected to have devastating consequences. Will Steffy feel pressured to support his illusion in order to prevent more trauma? How will Finn react when he sees his wife take care of a man who thinks she is his wife? Will anyone be able to assist Liam in regaining his true memories? Dr. Buckingham has cautioned that brain trauma-related memory issues might be wildly unpredictable. There are countless opportunities for miscommunications and heartache if Liam remembers certain individuals but forgets others entirely. The final Steffy and Finn test. This discovery puts Steffy and Finn in a difficult situation. Although Steffy bravely saved Liam's life, if Liam doesn't understand that she's moved on, her marriage may now be in jeopardy. Will Finn's background in medicine help him comprehend, or will jealousy win out in the end? Bill confronts Finn on the attack for concealing Luna. Bill is questioned by Finn about why she protected Luna in spite of her crimes, and Sheila develops a covert bond with her recently found granddaughter. Will Finn disregard Steffi's directives to avoid his biological daughter? When Finn confronts Bill over Luna, his rage explodes. Sheila and Luna forge a perilous alliance as the doctor seeks answers. Following days of worrying about the whereabouts of Liam Spencer and Steffy Forrester, Finn Finnegan is now focusing on something much more unsettling: Bill Spencer's mysterious shielding of serial killer Luna Nozawa. The confrontation that is building for Wednesday's show is going to be explosive, I can assure you of that. Finn asked Dollar Bill for answers. Finn is completely perplexed, and it's understandable why. The typically calm doctor finds it hard to understand why Bill would go to such lengths to defend Luna, a woman who not only killed 2 people but also imprisoned Steffy, the mother of Bill's granddaughter, in a cage until she died. It is not logical at all. Yes, Finn has a complex emotional web now that he is aware that Luna is his biological daughter. He still finds it difficult to comprehend Bill's role in this entire situation, despite that shocking discovery. Why is this clash so fascinating? Despite his innate desire to bond with his new daughter, Finn is diligently adhering to Steffy's explicit instructions to avoid Luna. However, his devotion to Steffy does not stop him from pressing Bill for clarification. Do you recall the last time Bill was confronted about Luna? After their furious dispute descended into violence, Liam ultimately required brain surgery. Could Finn be a replay of the past? Considering Bill's history, things might quickly go south. Sheila, the grandmother, embraces her legacy. Sheila Carter, meantime, is demonstrating once more that she only follows her own rules. Sheila is doing precisely what we would expect, the exact opposite, despite her husband Deacon Sharp's orders to keep away from Luna. Everyone in Los Angeles should be terrified because Sheila sees herself in Luna. The infamous evil views this as her opportunity to guide the chaos's next generation. At Il Giardino's pub, Luna has discovered a new hangout where she spends her time griping about Will Spencer and griping about his feelings for Electra Forrester. The thing that's so amazing is how effortlessly Sheila has assumed the role of grandmother. She is far too eager to assist Luna in manipulating Will in a way that could be even more destructive. These two are similar in that they are both analytical, compulsive, and would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. It is worse to have 2 Sheila cats than one. Everyone should get chills at the sight of this grandmother-granddaughter combination. Imagine Sheila teaching her equally unstable Luna the skills that have tormented Los Angeles for decades. It's like witnessing a horrifying reenactment of history. Luna has already shown that she is capable of murder, and under Sheila's leadership, the situation might only become worse. With 2 Sheila Carters among them, nobody is safe, therefore people in Los Angeles might want to start watching their backs. What follows? Will Bill explain his motivation for assisting Luna? Is there a more profound relationship that we are now unaware of? How long before Finn is caught between wanting to know more about his biological daughter and being loyal to Steffy? Here, it appears that someone may not have done their homework. According to The Bold and the Beautiful News, the writing crew committed a major error in one of the most recent episodes. The bold and the beautiful authors were captured committing this serious error. It was so clear, apparently, that many viewers are baffled and questioning why no one completed the necessary study to make the picture appear more authentic. Naturally, we are discussing how Liam Spencer received cardiopulmonary resuscitation at the hospital. Even though he was in bed, anybody who does cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, knows that a patient must be on a level surface in order to have a healthy heartbeat rhythm. But Liam had gone to bed. In addition, there were only 2 nurses on call and 1 doctor present. In the event that the first doctor required assistance, another physician ought to have been present. Liam ought to have flatlined on the table and died in this instance. The internet, of course, had a lot to say about what had transpired. It's a miracle Liam got a hospital room set at all, many of them said in their comments. After spending days in a cage without food or water, Steffy had to recuperate on her living room couch. These days, even primetime programs attempt to wing it without the help of medical advisors. My mother used to work in the medical field, another fan commented. She kept griping about how the physicians on the show were doing everything incorrectly while we watched the episode from last Friday this past weekend. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam should have perished. Additionally, this complaint was made, the CPR performed here was just awful and laughably bad. It was also terrible to let Steffy remain in the room and yell a crazy song. In real life, they would have warned her to be quiet and ejected her as soon as things started to go wrong. Simply terrible. Once he was stable, he would have been moved to the intensive care unit instead of being left in the regular emergency room. Why was Spencer's return required following Liam's near-death encounter? Following Liam Spencer's near-death experience, The Bold and the Beautiful fans is furious over a single, obvious omission. Where in the world is his brother Wyatt Spencer? One thought kept coming up in the minds of the viewers as Liam lay flatlining on that hospital bed, battling for his life, with Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan crying next to him. Why hasn't anyone even tried to call his only brother? Except in cases where they don't, family matters. The fact that neither Steffy nor Bill Spencer have called Wyatt to inform him that his brother almost died is just plain strange. Given that Liam practically flatlined and had emergency brain surgery, you'd think someone would have the grace to tell him. One admirer bemoaned the odd separation online, saying, "Poor guy doesn't even know his brother almost died." Steffy probably wouldn't allow it, since she doesn't even bother calling any of Liam's family members, another wise observer said. Viewers are clearly frustrated, and many are using forums to call for Darren Brooks to reprise his role as Wyatt, even if it is only for a fleeting brotherly reunion. One fervent watcher said, "I demand it, no matter where they have to go to find Darren Brooks. He would be curious." The dynamic of the Spencer brothers. The bond between the Spencer brothers strikes a chord with fans for some reason. The relationship between Wyatt and Liam has been a pillar of the program for years, despite their romantic rivals and sporadic arguments. Also. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, could Liam's health issue reveal Kelly's real father? Is Bill her father? Bold and Beautiful is known for its love entanglements, but their dynamic added something unique, a brotherly energy. "I never liked Wyatt like I do Liam, but I did enjoy the brothers' interaction," one viewer said. Wouldn't it be ideal for his brother to show up while Liam is going through such a profound crisis? It's almost like the plot writes itself. Hope, and why not take the road? It's interesting to note that the possibility of Wyatt returning has also reignited interest in his previous romance with Hope Logan. Hope was more relaxed with him than she was ever with Liam, according to some fans, who still have a lot of affection for the duo. One fan made reference to Wyatt's subsequent relationship with Flo Fulton when they said, "I Hope was more laid back with him and he was always faithful, until they ruined him with Felony Flo." And, Steffy cheated on him the moment Liam returned, as one spectator pointedly reminded everyone. That alludes to Wyatt and Steffy's brief marriage, which ended when she and Liam got back together nearly right away. Would Wyatt's return allow him to rekindle his connection with Hope, particularly in light of Liam and Hope's present marital issues? Some viewers are practically pleading for him to return because of this intriguing possibilities. Recast or nothing? Although the majority of fans appear to like Darren Brooks in particular, there is a significant desire for Wyatt's character to make a comeback in some manner. Forget about visiting Wyatt. One fervent viewer exclaimed, "I want Wyatt back on the show as a regular again." Also. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy erupts when Luna pays hospitalized Liam a visit. Some doubters, meanwhile, don't think we'll see Wyatt anytime soon. The entire plot may be moving away from the Logan/Spencer dynamic that would support Wyatt's return, according to some fans, who think Hope Logan herself may soon be backburner material. It's unclear if B&B producers will pay attention to fan requests. One thing is certain, though, without Wyatt, the Spencer family feels empty, and Liam's near-death experience has just made that lack more obvious. What are your thoughts? Should Wyatt come back to make sure?